In this video, we're going to talk about the linear one variable word problems. So the word linear, we said, translates to constant change. So you need all the things that for each one increase in x, y is going to increase by the same amount every time. So let's take an example, your cost of a certain mobile phone bill. So let's say that you're going to pay $20 as an initial cost, and then each minute you pay, or a message you pay $0.2. So this represents a linear equation because each time you make you consume a minute, you're going to pay an equal amount, which is 0.2. So this resembles the equation of the line y equal mx plus b. The b would represent the number you have here, and the keyword for this is, this could be your initial value or starting value, or simply the y-intercept it's the value of y when x is equal to 0. Value of y when x is equal to 0. So this is representing the y-intercept. The x in this particular is the number of minutes, and the 0.2, it's the number beside the x, it represents the slope. The slope always represents the constant increase or decrease in y per x. So let's have this written down. The slope is the increase or decrease in y per 1x. So if your x is in minutes, so it's the increase in cost per minute, since the cost is the y. So this is the increase in the cost that you're gonna pay per 1 minute. It's the increase in the cost per 1 minute. Okay. So this is a linear equation. Let's take another example of a linear equation. Suppose that you were given 100 questions to solve, and you solve 20 questions per day. So this is going to be the linear equation. Again, the 100 is the initial value or the starting value. So you started with 100 questions to solve. The variable here is the number of days, and the number written beside the variable, the slope, we said always represents the y per x, the increase or decrease in y per x. So this is the decrease in questions per day, or in other words, the number of questions you solve per day. If you plot this graph, you're going to start at the y-intercept of 100, and you're going to decrease since you have a negative slope till you reach 0 here after 5 days. If you want to find the x-intercept, you're going to plug here 0 and solve. So this means that you're going to finish the 100 questions in 5 days if you solve 20 per day. So the y-intercept always represents the initial or the starting amount, and the slope always represents the increase or decrease in y per x. Right. Suppose we want to construct a linear equation for, let's say, a weight of a certain truck. So let's find a relationship for the weight of a truck. So we said that for a linear equation, it's always split into two parts, an initial or a fixed part and a variable part. So let's call the initial part, this is the initial weight of the truck. So this is the weight of the empty truck. And then the variable part will be function of two things, number of boxes multiplied by the weight of each box. So this would represent the weight of the truck. So let's say if you have a certain truck that has an initial weight of 1,500, it's carrying box, each box, let's say, weighs 20 pounds. So your equation is going to look something like this. So this is the weight of each box, which is the slope, y per x, weight per box, change in weight per one box. The x is your variable, is going to be the number of boxes. And this would represent the y-intercept, which is the initial weight or the starting weight. So representing this, your weight starts at 1,500 if it's a function of the number of boxes. And each time you add more boxes, the weight go up 20 per one box. So this is what we call the linear equation that only has one variable in it.